First of all, I would like to congratulate Shaasan for having started a great initiative, for a platform where we could really bring our initiatives which we are taking in the field, and we can get aware the people who are the audience who are really following you, and across the world we can reach. So with reference to Havel project, I would like to tell about the project. There are two types of river systems are there in entire world. Like one is the rivers which originate from the glaciers, and the another one which originate from the forest areas. And the rivers which originate from the river forest areas where the rain is the major source of water. So this Heval is the river which originates from the forest, and in Himalayas, the small rivers which originate from the forest are the main source of water for the people living around these river systems. And according to Niti Aayog's report, it says like around 60-70% population directly depend upon these river systems for the drinking water, for the cattle, and for irrigation purposes. So these small river systems are extremely important for the hilly regions. So around 1 lakh population directly depend upon this Heval river, and this originates from the Surkunda temple, a place called Kaddukhal in Tehri district of Uttarakhand. And after originating from the Kaddukhal area, it flows down to the Shivpuri, where it meets with the river Gange, Ma Gange. It covers around 50 kilometers of stretch, and more than 40 villages are there in the vicinity of this river. And there are few towns like Chamba, Narayanagar, Agra Khal, and Fakot, which are getting water from this river. And when we joined this area, I have joined this area in 2018. I came across like so many andolans and agitations are going on for the to save this river because of overpopulation and unplanned cutting of roads. The river system has been disturbed, and lot of springs are were drying up that time. So we took as a challenge. We involved people from the beginning itself, and had a discussions with the local NGOs, local villagers, and the scientific community around. And we came to know like we need to have a scientific approach to revive this river, because the system is really disturbed and it's very difficult to revive. So we involved IIT Roorkee experts and National Institute of Hydrology Roorkee experts, had so many discussions and deliberations. And after a year, we decided or we formulated a methodology by which we started our work. So the methodology involves like first we had geohydrological study, because the system, the hydrological system is like that, like there's so many springs are there, and those are the real source of water, and the water comes from the aquifers beneath the soil, and out through this spring water reaches to streams, and we call them ghat gadheras in local language. Through these streams water reaches to the riverbed, and the people from riverbed, small rivers to big rivers like Ganges, and through big rivers the water reaches to sea. So once the water reaches to big rivers like Gange, it's very difficult to use for the local, but local villagers cannot use that water because it flows down, and only the plains like Haridwar and lower areas of Uttar Pradesh and later on, those villages can only use, but not in the hills. So we need to tap water, from spring and streams, which are really important. We took this spring seed management technology. What is this? I would like to state, like water in Himalayas flows down the subsurface and it oozes out wherever the opening is there. So the if we disturb this channel, then the water flow would be disturbed, and that aquifer from the water is coming would later on get dried up, and it's very difficult to tap the water. So we had a geohydrological mapping of entire landscape, and after that we had stream shed management technology, in which the watershed management technology, which is already there. We have been already working on those. So we had that technology, in which we had a lot of micro watershed, mapping of micro watersheds. So in the beginning, in the first phase, there were 9 micro watersheds available in the area, and around 34 springs were there, and 16 streams were there, and around 10 recharge zones were taken up in the first phase. So the first phase area was around 16,050 hectares, and it's a huge area. So around 1 year it took to map the entire area. And later on we had vegetation mapping, also drainage mapping, and a lot of mappings were there. And based on those study and survey, we decided to treat the springs first. And for that we had used spring shade sanctuary technique, in which the entire spring is covered by fans, and the engineering measures mostly involve earthen measures. We had not used cement in the spring area, and followed by the vegetative measures like planting of herbs, shrubs, and local vegetation and trees were taken up. And later on, down the spring in the streams, we had a lot of check dams, local material check dams, like pirul check dams. Pirul is the needle of cheer pine tree, which is a source of fire in the summer season. So we utilized that thing, so that we had a plan like local material shall be used, so that the cost cutting could be taken care, and the problem can be converted into an opportunity, because pirul is a problem for us. So we had a lot of check dams, and these brushwood check dams, pirul check dams, wooden check dams are really great, resulted very well. Later on, 1:6 dry check dams, rubble RRW check dams, and ponds, recharge pits, percolation ponds. So all these things we utilized in stream area. The main purpose for the stream management was the erosion control and adding water to the groundwater, so that the groundwater can be in the downstream can be increased. And in riverbed, we also took riverbed. We did not, most of the cases people just work in one area and leave another area. So we had, our plan was like we should have a comprehensive plan. We shall include everything, like spring, stream, riverbed, and the in and around land use systems. They are like agriculture land use, horticulture, forestry, and barren lands, and habitations. So we have included everything. So our project overall theme, if you ask, was the landscape approach for the river revival. So in riverbed, what we did, after storing and increasing the water, we shall utilize the water. This was our motto. So lot of tulu pump and solar pump were installed, and through which water was lifted up to the villages, and to the agriculture fields. So the unirrigated area was converted into irrigated area by which, and in at many places we had this uh, falls, waterfalls were created, picnic like scenic beauty or places, viewpoints were created so that we can involve local youth, and which is mostly those people are having no employment opportunity in the villages. So we had a plan to involve or get educate these people, or get aware, or say provide training to these people so that nature based employment can be provided to these people. So at present around 100 such youth we have trained, and those are working in the field at present. They're getting employment through nature based activities only. And at Shivpuri, where the river meets with the Ganga, there we have developed a riverfront development. So what we have done there, like local rare, endangered and threatened species park is developed, and is local nurseries, and many ecotourism activities have been developed there, so that the tourism activities can also be increase in the area, by which we can involve again local people. At Agra Khal, we had installed a dairy. Uh, Through a Zyka funded project, we have a lot of convergence activities also. So we have developed a dairy involving around 450 women households. So there was a problem in the area, like except vegetable, there is no other farming system were there. So after having a research, we have developed dairy, and this is successfully running at present. And around 150 1.5 crores turnover has been taken up in a span of 2 years, and around 450 women have been directly got benefited through this. And we have also developed spice based small clusters for like in Uttarakhand we have lot of one panchayats. So in this area around 34 one panchayats are available. So by involving all these 34 one panchayats, we have developed two spice based clusters, because this area is on Gangotri National Highway. This is a Char Dham highway. There we get every year a lot of tourists. So on the road itself, we have installed so many outlets, spice outlets. And recently we have started honey bee apiary. Also we have started, so that alternate employment can be provided to the people. So these were the initiatives, and around at present 66 springs we have so far revived, and water has increased in many places. And a lot of through our experiences we have developed so many new systems, like at a place called Jardar village, where we have installed all weather stations. And we have been getting so many data through which this agriculture unirrigated area was converted into irrigated area. They were ghouls or irrigated channels were installed, or say created long back by the irrigation department. But due to the depletion of water, and the water table has gone down, so this irrigated channel was left abandoned. So what we did, while conserving the spring water at the irrigated channel itself, we have constructed a irrigated channel tank, and by which the water came from spring to the tank, and after filling up, the overflow of water went to the irrigated channel. So by which the farming, or say the agriculture land which was abandoned, At present, they are getting good vegetables. So this area is a vegetable area, and there are so many other problems in the area, like monkeys the problem, then wild boar is a problem. So at present we are working on these issues also. We have involved local people in eradication of lantana. This is wheat, and it creates a lot of problem in the area, and not good for agriculture too. And leopard problem is another reason for this lantana. And now we are installing a monkey and suar rodi divars, and this wild boar proof fence with the help of people, and CM Krishi Suraksha Yojana we have bought up, and the entire area is now flourishing up, and people are getting water, drinking water, for water for irrigation. And now this there is a town called Naren Nagar, which is getting half of the Naren Nagar is getting water from our initiatives. We have so many initiatives we have taken in the area, and people now we are in the phase of transmitting the technology to the villagers. So we have trained local people, and now around 32 Heval Dhara Sanrakshan Samitis we have developed, and now those Samitis are taking up all our initiatives. And our motive was like we should have a sustainable model so that it can be replicated at many places. So now the system is being replicated throughout Uttarakhand, and the Uttarakhand government has developed a spring shade consortium involving so many NGOs and other line departments like irrigation department, rural development department, forest department, fisheries department, agriculture, horticulture departments, and a lot of work is being done through Manrega also. It's a great bird, rather, and our initiatives were little or very small, I would say, but resulted in right directions, and have given have benefited local people. So the people are now very happy, and many pradhans, or the sarpanch here in Uttarakhand they call pradhan. So they come to us and they ask us, please sir, implement this technology and project in our area also. So we have also started our work in Song River catchment also, the nearby river, originating from the same place but in the another direction towards Dehradun. So we have just been started that initiative in the Song River also. And one fine morning I was visiting the area, and one pradhan came, and he was asking, sir, there were no water in our area, and we were roaming here and there, and we had no tourism activities in our area. But after your initiatives, we are getting regular water 24 hours, and tourists have started coming back again. So that day itself you have become Bhagirath, you are Bhagirath to us. So that was the thing, and I really felt very good, and that motivated us, our team, and we are working in many other places right now. Have taken so many other initiatives, like there is a problem of human wildlife conflict in the area in the Himalayas. You must have heard a lot of people die every year. So we have started a project in Devrag and Kirtinagar area, involving local people, awareing them the social changes we can bring in the area, and also monitoring the wild animals through radio collaring. And research activities going on, based on which we would propose a policy paper for the government, like these are the initiatives we should take, and these are the things we should not do, and these are the things we should do, so that we can avoid the conflict. And similarly, we have started initiatives for the survival of the plantations in the Himalayan regions. So this is good that we have worked in the right direction. unemployment is a big problem in Himalayan areas in the hills, because agriculture is the only source of employment, and that too we need to diversify. So we had initiated so many things in the area, and one such is I shared like dairy, and another one is local nature based employments like tourist guides, bird watching guides, and picnic spots have been created at 2 3 places. And one good such place is Neer Fall, which is really very famous. Around 50 lakhs revenue is being generated every year, and this all revenue is going to the villagers. There are two villagers, Neer and Kyarki, and the local sametis we have developed, and these sametis are managing the area. The similar such activity we have taken up in Shivpuri area, where we are developing riverfront development, and I think around 2,000 people would directly get benefited from the area. And in vicinity, so many other induced employment opportunities are being like lot of spas, panchkarma centers, meditation centers are coming up in Shivpuri area. And these places are having a lot of recreational and aesthetic values. And the river rafting also we have developed in the area. And maybe in coming summer season we would inaugurate river rafting and small pond, small this bird watching trails. And at Khuret we have Khuret is near to the Surkunda, where the river originates. There we have developed an ecotourism circuit involving, if you have heard about Dhanolti, Kanatal, and Khuret and Kodia. So they were earlier they were nothing was there. Presently we have developed a resting place, provided accommodation, and developed these nature trails, cycling trails, bird watching trails, and all this is being managed by the local one panchayats. So so many activities are coming up, and as I said in the beginning, like our initiatives or our everything, our development activities, our plans should be for the conservation of water. Water conservation should be the center part or center theme of the year, all the activities. If we keep water as the center theme, then only we can we can really manage the entire landscape in the right direction.